Welcome to Pod Me If You Can TV, where we find obscure films with your favourite stars and we discuss them. Today's film is Too Young to Die. Now this one stars Brad Pitt and Juliette Lewis, and they used to date, so presumably they met on a set. Whether it was this one, I'm not sure. It's basically Too Young to Die ? Lloyd. 1990. It is based on a true story. Amanda Sue Bradley, who is Juliette Lewis's character, she's arrested in the opening scene for the murdering and kidnapping of this guy, and she's 15 years old, and the question of the film is whether or not she is too young to be put to death. So it's told in flashbacks. It jumps back to when she's 14. She has this abusive stepfather who resembles Hugh Jackman's Wolverine a little bit, with the sort of chops, sideburns, and that hair.
Yeah, just not as muscly, yeah?
Yeah, not as muscly. He rapes Juliette Lewis's character.
Jeez.
And the mum thinks that she's lying and that men don't stray that easily, and that I know how to hold on to a man, you know. It's kind of a nice southern charm about them.
Wow.
So she proceeds to sort of bounce from man to man in the film. She marries an 18-year-old so that she doesn't have to be with her mother anymore, and their relationship falls apart because she's a kid and she can't cook, and it's not a healthy kind of marriage. And when she goes back, when she's alone again, he leaves her to join the Navy or the Army because she's rubbish as a wife. And when she goes back to find her mum and dad, they've moved and not told her where, and we never see them again. So pretty much she wants to get a decent meal. You know, she runs into Billy, who's Brad Pitt's character, and he looks very hobo chic, you know, with dirt under the fingernails, yellow teeth. It's this phase where Brad Pitt was being called the sexiest man since Thelma and Louise. Everyone was like, he's so sexy. So he started picking these roles, you know. This is one of them. 12 Monkeys is one of them. Fight Club's one of them, to an extent where he, you know, isn't sort of just a model walking through a set. He's, you know, trying to be a character. He's trying to show his acting chops. So he basically is like a recruiter for a strip club, and he tries to get her to take her clothes off and like, you know, gives her candy, which is drugs, to make her dance, and she's going to get $60 for dancing there. Look, it's not a good life, obviously. She sleeps in his car and stuff. The thing is, she's saved by this good Samaritan. He's a military soldier who has a couple of kids, and he's takes her home and like gives her a nice place to stay. And initially it's not a relationship, but then it becomes one, and since she's underage, they threaten to court-martial him because, you know, he's going to go to jail, underage girl, that kind of thing. So then she falls back to Brad Pitt's character Billy, and he smokes in nearly every scene, by the way, just so you know. And he pimps her out, injects drugs into her. They go to the military guy's house to make him pay because he's, you know, they're vengeful. And in this drug-fueled haze, they stab him multiple times. She's very unlikable. But because they're so high on drugs this whole time, you sort of think there's going to be... She's too young to die, you know? They won't put her to death, sort of thing. Look, there's a Bonnie and Clyde kind of element to this, because it's a guy and a girl, you know, doing these crimes. They go back to her hometown, which is where she's arrested, as you see at the beginning of the film. The question of whether or not... She's definitely found guilty, but the question of whether or not she should die by gas chamber, you know, is the whole plot of the film. I don't know if I want to ruin it here. The IMDb message boards, Lloyd, are dominated by conversation of the real case.
Yep.
And what happened to the real girl and how it differs from this film.
So it's based on a true story.
It is. The military guy, as I said, who was killed, he had a couple of kids, boy and a girl, and the girl is on IMDb on all these message boards discussing the real facts of the case. She's obviously grown up, her father having been killed, and she tends to vent a lot, and a lot of the threads feature, you know, real facts that are coming through about this whole thing. So if anyone wants to find out more, they can go there. But as always, you know, we find in these films the people who came out of them and, you know, went on to do better things. Juliette Lewis, in this case, and Brad Pitt are the best actors of the film. And
Brad Pitt's actually a star of the film. He's not just, you know, put all over the front cover because he's a star later.
He's definitely all over the front cover. I'm holding it up now, and You can see his head is bigger than hers. She's definitely the lead. He's a supporting character. But, yeah.
How come this film hasn't gone down as a classic?
It's more of a TV movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, made for TV sort of thing. So, but you can find more from us at www.podmeifyoucan.com.